You are listening to the Hood Geniuses podcast with your host, Miss 100. The Hood Geniuses podcast now begins.
What's good, people? This your host, Ms. 100 of the Hood Geniuses podcast. And with this episode is just me. No guest today, no co-host, just me as I get into these album reviews. I'm gonna first start off with the J.Cole album, For Your Eyes Only. Then I'm gonna get into the Ab-Soul album. And first, let me share what I had for breakfast. Just got finished eating popcorn and Patty's Bell's Greatest Sweet Pie Tasties. You know what I'm saying? Only had one slice though. You know what I'm saying? That should have had you become a diabetic tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That shit's so sweet, crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get into this album review shit. J. Cole album. Yeah, I listened to it the first time and I was just like, damn, I'm really not feeling this album. But I said I wasn't gonna, give it a second listen or whatever. Went on Facebook or whatever, said what I said about it, whatever. I just feel as though this album feels like a bunch of poems that was written over his period of time of him getting married, him and his wife having a child together, and just put it all together and over some music, just put the shit out. I would say out of 10 songs, I was feeling 3. The song I was feeling the most probably is the song Immortal. The beat is dope, great content, the lyrics, it's pretty on point. One thing I will always say about J. Cole, he always bring that good content which is needed in this day and time, especially in this ignorant ass shit that we, gotta get shoved down our throats with the little yachties and y'all know, Young Thug, all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit is good for the club when you got a fucking ton of liquor in your system and all you hear is the beat anyway because they just mumbling and shit, not saying nothing, you know what I mean? It's just some old fucking get high, lean, get drunk music. But I like J. Cole's consistency of having the great content and pretty solid albums. I mean, this album was pretty jazzy and mellow, so it's like a mood album to me. That's my opinion. People on social media like to go back and forth with me. I want to throw it out there that I'm actually a J. Cole fan. That's what kills me. You know what I'm saying? People think I'm this ultimate hater of all these different artists. Nah, it's all about the music with me. I don't care what they doing in their personal lives. None of that. It's just music with me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all could just kill that noise with all that old, you know what I'm saying, Mr. 100, Ms. 100, whatever you want to call me, be hating on these rappers. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just opinions. You know what I'm saying? All in all, we still all supporting them. You know what I mean? Whether you streaming their music, buying their music, or going to their shows, it's still we all supporting them some kind of way. So let me get into more in depth about this J. Cole shit. You know what I'm saying? I always felt as though J. Cole album Born Sinner was his most solid album to date. You know what I'm saying? He gave you a little bit of everything on there. The previous album for this album, Forest Hill Drive, that was J. Cole evolving into his consciousness. Especially with all the social issues that was going on at the time with in America, as far as the police killing our young black brothers. Ferguson was going strong at the time. That summer when, Forest Hill Drive came out, I think around in December or something like that. But yeah, J. Cole is a really dope artist, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if many may not know that he's also a producer, you know what I'm saying? He produced and he raps. But the song Folding Clothes, I thought that was funny, you know what I'm saying? I know if I, you know what I'm saying, got a fold clothes for my significant other to love me more, damn, that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? But now I understand everything that he was saying in that album, because he was breaking down, in that song Folding Clothes, because he was breaking down the fact that his wife was pregnant at the time. You know, you see her stressing, folding clothes, doing house duty, and he just pretty much wrote a song about him helping out his wife while she's pregnant, or how a lot more men should do the same things around their household, you know what I'm saying, if they already not doing it, you know what I'm saying. So I gotta appreciate that, you know what I mean. Then he got the song She's Mine Part 1 and She's Mine Part 2, which Part 1 is like a poem to his wife and Part 2 is a poem to his daughter, which that's dope, you know what I'm saying. That's dope, you know what I mean. I understand it, you know what I'm saying. J. Cole right now, he's happy, you know what I'm saying. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He's happy, you know what I mean. He's married, got a daughter, you know what I'm saying. He's entering fatherhood. He's a husband. He's a family guy, you know what I'm saying. So all family guys should appreciate that Joe. Damn, I keep calling this dude Joe, but J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine Cole, you know what I mean? That he's making songs like this. Yeah, my throat was dry. I had to drink some water. Excuse me for that. But let me get into this Ab Soul album. Ab Soul, I wasn't sold on that dude. When about like 3 years ago, people was telling me listen to him. I was like, nah, I'm just all into Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even feeling Schoolboy Q either. I was just all into Ab Soul. So I was all into Kendrick Lamar, but eventually I started listening to Ab Soul's catalog, his mixtapes and everything, and I was like, wow, this dude reminds me of another like Lupe Fiasco as far as the lyrics and the metaphors. The metaphors be so deep. You know what I mean? This dude be having metaphors on top of metaphors on top of metaphors. So I can understand how some people may not want to listen to him because it might hurt their brains. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dumb niggas out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to listen to that shit. You know, they want to continue to be listening to mumble music. You know what I mean? Get high. You know what I mean? Or that trap shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta get that shit a break. I listen to it all though. I listen to the trap shit. I don't listen to mumble music. You know what I'm saying? I listen to the underground shit. I listen to it all. You know what I mean? The popular shit, all of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, one of my favorite songs off Ab Soul album, which is called "Do What Thou Wilt." The song I was feeling was track number 4, called "Threatening Nature," and basically that's a remake to Razzcast song called Nature of the Threat. You know what I'm saying? And for many people who haven't heard that Razzcast song, Nature of the Threat, man, that's a powerful song. Basically, and that song, which was on Soul on Ice, that was Razzcast's debut album. I think it came out in '96. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a real true hip hop head, so you know what I'm saying. I remember when that album was dropped. I didn't even know who he was at the time. But when I heard Nature of the Threat, I was like, yo, this dude's serious. He was like the KRS One of California, the West Coast KRS One and shit. You know what I mean? Because he dropped some jewels in that joint. I mean, he took it back to ancient history, breaking down racism, slavery, biblical stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just go and Google that song, Nature of the Threat by Razzcast. Listen to that first before you listen to The Threatening Nature by Ab Soul. Ab Soul remade it, and basically his concept was how in history, like biblical history, they never talk about the woman too much. You know what I'm saying? So Ab Soul breaks that down, and it's pretty interesting concept. Really dope. This dude is like a genius. You know what I'm saying? Like a lyrical genius and shit. You know what I mean? But overall, he got 16 songs on this album. I was feeling probably 14 out of 16 songs. You know what I'm saying? And that's rare for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially when an artist putting out 16 to 20 songs. After a while, I'm like, man, they boring me, or it's too many songs. You know what I'm saying? But this album, definitely, I know it's not gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna sell them. I'm not putting out no negative energy to Ab Soul or nothing like that. But in this era, this kind of album doesn't do well. I mean, his hardcore fan base, they gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? He'll make his money doing his tour. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely a dope album. The album before that he released was horrible. I was so disappointed in him. I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, TDE was putting out some dope projects, and then they was pushing Ab Soul album. I'm like, alright, I'm ready. And I couldn't even get through that shit, yo. I think that came out either 2013 or 2014. I'm not sure. My shit, it might be 2012. I don't even remember. But yeah, that wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? He got a dope song on here with Mac Miller and damn, I always forget her name. It's Mac Miller. It's called The Law. It's Mac Miller and Rhapsody. Damn. Yeah. And Rhapsody put out an album a couple of weeks ago that had Ab Soul on there. I thought that was the best song on her project. But this song with Mac Miller and Rhapsody called The Law is really dope. It's down there at the end of the album. I think in an interview, Ab Soul said Mac Miller produced it. I'm not sure. But yeah. I just was feeling the Ab Soul album more than J.Cole John. J.Cole album is definitely appreciated, you know what I'm saying? But I won't go listen to it again, you know. I gave it 2 listens. That's all it's going to get from me, you know what I'm saying? And that's not no shade towards J.Cole or no J. Cole fans, but I'm just not into that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm a